You able to visually see the red SUV at that point?
Yes, I was.
What was it doing when you first saw it?
The vehicle was traveling on the north side of Main Street. It was honking its horn, and I estimated the speed to be traveling at approximately 25 miles per hour.
What did you do?
I had raised my left hand and was telling the vehicle to stop, and the vehicle was ignoring what I was doing.
When you say raise your left hand, can you demonstrate that for us, please?
So I placed my left hand out in front of me, indicating to the vehicle to stop.
Okay. Were you dressed in a full police uniform, sir?
Yes, I was.
Just for the record, when he raised his left hand, I would say about chest high, was with a palm facing out as if in the stop position.
Thank you. Officer Butran, as you stood in that position with your hand straight out trying to stop the car, would you say the car was off to one of your sides or directly in front of you? Could you tell us the position of the SUV?
The vehicle was directly in front of me. I would estimate my position to be where the front license plate would be on a vehicle, so right in the middle.
And what distance was the SUV away from you when you did this?
I would estimate the vehicle was approximately 200 feet or so. It came extremely close to me as it was making its way towards me.
Did you maintain that same position that you just described for us?
Yes, I did, until the vehicle was getting to the point where I believed that it was going to strike me, so I moved out of the way.
Were you saying anything?
I was saying stop to indicate to the driver that stop the vehicle.
Were you saying that in normal conversational tone, or did you raise your voice at all?
I was yelling to get the attention of the driver as it was loud outside and it was cold, so I believed the windows were going to be up on the vehicle.
Okay. And your testimony is that you stayed in the position with your left hand extended in a stop motion for about as long as you could until you felt you had to move away to avoid being struck by the SUV?
That is correct.
If the SUV was coming directly towards you, did you step to the right or the left of the SUV?
I would have stepped to the right of the SUV, which would be the driver's side of the vehicle.
Okay. Were you able to see the driver of the vehicle as it went past you?
I was able to get a general description of the driver.
What do you remember?
I remember the driver to be a male black wearing a gray or white shirt and appeared to be wearing a hat or have their hood up.
Okay. Would you say you got a good look at the driver's face?
I would say yes, I got a relatively good look at the driver's face.
Okay. Did you observe any facial hair on the driver?
At that time, I did not.
And did the car go right past you, sir?
Yes, it did.
As it went right past you, did anything obstruct your vision to see into the car?
No, it did not.
Were you able to see into the car, the SUV?
Yes, I was.
Did you see any other persons in the SUV?
I did not. There was only one sole occupant, which would be the driver of the vehicle.
As you were yelling at the SUV to stop and holding out the stop sign, did the vehicle stop?
The vehicle did not stop.
Did you see what the driver was doing as he went past you?
The driver appeared to be emotionless and was looking straight ahead, clearly ignoring anything that was to the sides of the vehicle.
Okay. Did you hear the vehicle honking its horn?
Yes, I did.
More than once?
Yes, multiple times.
As the vehicle went past you, what did you do?
I had lowered my firearm again to my side and I attempted to grab the driver's side door with my left hand.
Why'd you do that?
In order to hopefully open the door and gain the attention of the driver to get them to stop.
Are you able to estimate the speed of the vehicle as it went past you?
Objection.
Hearsay.
Overruled. He may answer.
Based on my training experience, I estimated the vehicle to be traveling at approximately 25 miles an hour at that time.
Were you able to get the door handle open?
I was not.
Did you get a hand on it?
I did not. The vehicle was traveling too fast to be able to do that.
Okay, you reached for it but missed, basically.
That's correct.
Okay. This is the area where you tried to stop the SUV. This is before Barstow, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you continue to watch the vehicles that went past you?
Objection, irrelevant.
Overruled.
I had watched the vehicle and I began to chase after it westbound on Main Street.
On foot?
Yes, on foot.
Were you walking or running? What were you doing?
I was running after it.
Were you saying anything at that time?
Objection, irrelevant.
Overruled.
At that point, after the vehicle had passed me, I was not saying anything. I just began chasing it.
Okay. And you were running after it.
Yes.
Were you able to catch it?
I was not. The vehicle was traveling too fast.
Can you approximate the speed of the vehicle at this location?
After the vehicle had passed me, I appeared to have begun increasing its speed. The vehicle was traveling approximately 30 to 35 miles an hour.
Did you see the red SUV strike anyone?
Not between the intersections of Northeast Avenue and Northwest Barstow Street.
How about once it crossed Barstow?
Yes.
What did you see? You can
Uh,
take your time. I'm sorry, I know this is a lot of questions, so.
I observed the vehicle swerving side to side, people flying from the vehicle, items flying in the air, things like that.
Do you know, Officer Butran, as you have to reflect on this in your testimony, who was being struck? You remember a uniform or a description of any type?
There was so many things flying at that point, I don't know what was being struck.
Okay. Now, you were trying to keep up with the vehicle, right, on foot?
Yes, I was.
To be clear, there's no squad cars chasing the defendant's vehicle, correct?
Not at that time, no.
Okay, just officers on foot trying to catch up.
That's correct.
And at any point, did you see the vehicle just pull over to the side of the road and stop?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
From the time that I could visually observe the vehicle, I did not see it stop or pull to the side of the road.
After you saw the SUV strike other human beings, did you see the driver stop, pull over, and check on those persons?
Objection, irrelevant.
Overruled.
No, I did not. The vehicle continued.
Was the driver of the SUV still honking the horn?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
From the distance that the vehicle had traveled away from me, I could not, at that time, hear what the vehicle was doing.
Okay. I'm gonna show a couple videos to you, okay, sir? First, I'm gonna ask for exhibit number 16 to be put on preview mode. Go ahead.
Okay, as they queue up that video, we need to take a break as we approach the top of the hour. I want to thank Vonda Sargent for her time this morning. When we come back, we will send you back to the courtroom in Kenosha, Wisconsin, or Waukesha, Wisconsin. Right after this, this is Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
One.
Welcome back. We've been watching testimony out of the state of Wisconsin in the deadly parade crash trial for Darrell Brooks. He is representing himself at trial. Earlier this morning, Brooks apologized to the court for his outbursts and interruptions last week. He is accused of killing 6 people by driving his car through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year. On the stand now is Officer Bryce Butran from the Waukesha Police Department. Let's get you back into court.
Do you see exhibit 16 on your screen, Officer Butran?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
It's on now.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Ms. Gussie to just play a few seconds so that you can make sure you're looking at the same clip that we've seen before. Okay, you can stop. For the record, about 3 seconds of the clip was played. Do you recognize this video clip, sir?
Yes, I do.
In the preview that you just observed, did you see yourself in the clip?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I'm going to ask, excuse me, do you believe this clip is a true and accurate representation of your actions on November 21 of 2021?
Yes, I do.
Move to admit and permission to publish, Your Honor.
Objection. We haven't seen the entire video yet. How do we know what's in the video?
The proper foundation has been laid. The objections noted. Exhibit 16 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
All right, for the record, it's a total clip of 18 seconds. I'm going to play it through once for the jury, and then we can break it down and ask you to describe further if we need to. Officer Butran, is that the video, is that video consistent with the testimony you just provided about your efforts to approach the SUV and stop it?
Yes, it is.
We were not able to see on the video the part where you stood in the middle of the road with your left hand extended, correct?
That is correct.
But we did see you run from the right side of the video to the left side of the video and appear to be making your way down the north side of the street, is that correct?
That is correct.
And is that the location where you would have been when you tried to stop the vehicle?
Yes.
And then we saw you sprinting after the vehicle, correct, on foot?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to show you another exhibit 17, please. And again, we'll preview it, ask you to take a few seconds to look at it and see if you recognize it, okay? Okay, you can stop. Again, she just previewed the first 3 seconds. Officer Butran, have you seen this video before, sir?
Yes, I have.
Do you see yourself in this video?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe this video is a true and accurate representation of your actions on November 21 of 2021?
Yes, I do.
Do you happen to know how this video was recorded?
Objection.
Or
It's
from
relevant.
what camera? You're right, it's a vague question. From what camera this video was recorded?
Objection. Relevant.
Overruled.
This was recorded from the City Waukesha Police Department squad camera.
For your squad car?
For the squad car that was operating that night, yes.
Okay. Move to admit number 17 and permission to publish.
Objection. Actually, it's 4 seconds that was played, and we still aren't clear of the relevancy of this video.
Your objections are noted. The foundation has been laid. It's relevant. Overruled. Exhibit 17 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
All right, we're going to put it up. Before we play it, I'm just going to have you set the scene here. Can you, that's a touch screen in front of you, sir. Can you circle yourself in the video? All right, and next to you, it looks like there's a person in a yellow vest that reads police. Is that correct?
Objection. We're referring to the officer giving testimony, not the officer that's present with them.
Overruled.
Yes, that is correct.
Who is that officer?
That'll be Officer Schneider.
Okay. And what's the crossroad here again, if you could just remind us?
Objection.
Relevant. We'll start on the south side of the street.
The objections noted. It's overruled. He may answer.
On the south side of the street where the squad is parked, that is going to be Northeast Avenue.
Okay. And on the north side of the street?
I believe that'll be Buckley Street.
Okay. So can you erase, you can clear the screen, please? Oh, clerk did it, thank you. Just kind of draw a line or point out where Buckley Street is. It's a little hard to see exactly at this moment, correct?
Correct.
You could just show the okay. And as this video plays, you can see Buckley Street a little clearer as the people move, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, please clear, thank you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and play this in its duration. It's 37 seconds in length. There you go.
Correct.
The energy that supplies your brain, your heart, your liver, your kidney.
All right, Officer Butran, again, it's not a 100% clear shot, but you can see you making your way around the front of that white pickup truck, correct?
Correct.
That was one of the entries in the parade?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And then you kind of go out of view behind that white pickup truck, correct?
That is correct.
Is that the area where you encountered Mr. Brooks in the SUV?
Objection. I do not identify by that name, nor do I consent to it.
Your objection's noted. It's overruled.
That is where I had initially placed my hand out in front of me and advising the vehicle to stop.
Okay. How far down that parade route did you run, sir?
I made it all the way down to there's a tattoo parlor, I believe the address is in the 400 block of West Main Street, so almost all the way down Main Street till it makes the curve and ends.
Okay. And you were not able to catch up to the SUV, correct?
No.
But again, as you've previously testified, the SUV had not stopped anywhere along that route, correct?
Objection. I already asked this question, and it was answered already.
It's foundational, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Correct. I never observed the vehicle stop at any point that I was making my way down the route.
As you were running down the route, did you encounter people who had been struck and injured?
Objection. Already asked question.
Overruled.
Yes, I did.
What do you remember about that, sir?
There were multiple casualties on both sides of the road, varying degrees of injuries to people. The only way to describe it is just pure chaos. There was people pulling at me in multiple directions trying to help people.
Did you attempt to render first aid to some people?
Initially from the area of Barstow to the area of about Clinton Street, there was still an active threat of the vehicle, so I continued to chase after that vehicle to stop the threat. And then when I made my way to Clinton Street and westbound from there, began to render aid.
Okay. At some point much later in the night, our vehicle that was suspected to have been involved in this incident was found on Maple Street, sir.
Yes.
Did you go to that area?
Yes, I did.
Did you take a look around the area where the vehicle was located?
Yes, I did.
Were you able to determine, well, strike that. Do you remember where the vehicle was parked?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Overruled.
I do not recall the address in which it was parked, but I do know the position of where the vehicle was parked, yes.
Could you just briefly describe how the vehicle was parked?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Overruled.
The vehicle was backed into a driveway at a residence on Maple Street.
Okay. And do you remember looking around the area where the vehicle had traveled near the residence on Maple Street?
Yes.
Do you remember finding a hat at that location?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Overruled.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to ask for Exhibit 92 to be previewed for the witness, please. Is 92 up, sir?
Yes, it is.
Do you remember seeing that item?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe this picture is a true and accurate representation of the hat that you observed in the backyard?
Yes, I do.
Move to admit 92 on permission to publish, Your Honor.
Objection, hearsay. How can we know for sure that that hat wasn't by somebody that lives in the building?
Mr. Brooks, you can't testify. You're attempting to do that. I'll instruct you not to. Your objection is overruled, and Exhibit 19 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
I'm sorry, it's 92, Your Honor.
Oh, 92. Thank you. Exhibit 92.
You remember seeing that hat in the backyard area, sir?
Yes, I do.
In fact, you remember asking the people at the residence if any of them owned that hat?
There was one male that came out that had taken a picture and asked the rest of the residents at that location if it was any of theirs.
And did it belong to anyone at the residence?
They indicated that it did not.
Officer Butran, the videos that we saw, Exhibits 16 and 17, I asked you about that side road on the north side of the street, north side of Main Street, Buckley Street, correct?
That is correct.
Were there any barricades at that location, sir?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes, there were, if I remember correctly, I believe there were 3 barricades.
And did they fully block the roadway at that location?
Yes.
If Mr. Brooks had wanted to leave the parade route, would he have been able to get out at that location?
Objection, I do not consent to that name, or nor do I know any individual by that name.
Your objection's noted. You may answer the question.
Yes, it would have been a reasonable exit point.
Would there have been anything other than those plastic barricades that would have blocked his exit from the parade at that spot?
Objection, hearsay.
It's not hearsay. It's overruled. He may answer.
No, the only thing that would have been struck was the plastic barricade.
Okay. Thank you. Those are all my questions, sir.